Howdy, hey, Karis. Good morning. Happy Father's Day. It is a banger. And banger that it is, I don't know if you can see the chat message or not. I fired a message off right when I first started playing, and the starting screen was still up. But once you've actually finished the game, and that song has played outside the main menu, the only time it plays, besides the main menu, is, in the final boss fight against Radigan. Like, it hits different after after playing that fight. It's awesome. All right, that's a good 5-minute wait. I don't know exactly how long we have. I know we got to leave here about 4:30 for our Father's Day plans. I don't know if I'll be streaming that long or not. If I do, there will be a few chore interruptions. That's the way of it. Anyway, how are you? I know you're heading into winter, so I don't know if that's happy for you the way it often is for me or not. I wish we were heading into winter, but alas. We have just locked into every day is over 90 Fahrenheit mode, has been for the past week. No reason to think that won't just continue till October. That's what happened last year, and summer gets a little longer and a little hotter every year. And it will keep doing that for the rest of my life. Yay, capitalism! So if I remember right, we should be at the lake-facing cliffs behind Stormvale Castle. Kind of the unofficial beginning of Liurnia after you beat Godric. Yes, good. That's exactly where I am. Southwest from here. Up that cliff on the other side. There's an item pickup that I think is guarded by 3 revenants, which is a lot, even if you're at max level. I will probably try to loot and run these unless I get cornered. I think it's up here somewhere. You have bigger problems than the heat if you're missing your skin. I'll put it that way. Might have come too far. Maybe not. Oh, this isn't what I thought I was dealing with. Not as bad, anyway. Thought I was dealing with a much tougher enemy than that. That wasn't too bad. 3 warming stones. JJ's playing Metal Gear, the OG, the NES Metal Gear. That's amazing. Oh, I see. That's still pretty fun. So what's the Elden Ring equivalent of Solid Snake's cardboard box? Golden Rune 1, pretty good. I thought, I must be mixing up 2 enemy types. In my head, Revenants are the things that pop up out of the ground and can teleport and have all the arms and the speed that aren't grafted Scions. You'll know it when you see it, when I get to one. And here's an Academy Scroll. Scroll of the Academy of Rhea Lucaria, the Glintstone Sorcerer's place of study. Can be given to a learned sorcerer to gain access to the following sorceries. Great Glintstone Shard, Swift Glintstone Shard. Yeah, because I've never used the item, but there's the I picked it up yesterday, the Mimic's Veil in Stormvale Castle, right? You can actually use that as an item disguise, just like the Ulasil sorceries in Dark Souls. And this has taken me to the Church of Irith. I actually want to go the other way. We're going to clear that camp that we saw from up on top of the cliff. Once I find the path, at any rate. Right there, where's the path? Through this gulch. Maybe I was going the right way after all. It's wild being on the other side of Stormvale. Being like, ha! Who cleared that place out? Me. All by myself. Oh yeah, here it is. Silly, I may just needed to go the tiniest bit further. Here we go. I find that I don't often use Torrent unless I am very specifically either in need of a Spirit Spring or like in a dragon fight or another fight where being on horseback actually really helps. I usually prefer slow and thorough. Don't miss pickups, that kind of thing. These are all just basic critters. Nothing until the camp, I don't think. Attacking ahead. You don't say. Be wary of enemy. Group. Crossbow bolts, foot soldier helmet, crossbow bolts. I mean, Metal Gear Run certainly has its uses. FromSoft backstabs have never been as easy as they are in this game, and they are very useful. And what have we here? Glintstone Craftsman's Cookbook 1. A record of crafting techniques left by a glintstone craftsman who served the Academy. Contains information on faux sorceries, such as they were called. Acquire the knowledge to craft the following: Cuckoo Glintstone. Oh, you are forced to say yes to Melina. So she asks again. If you say no, she keeps asking, and you're eventually forced to say yes. You don't. In other words, you don't actually lock yourself out. A lot of phone activity. Nothing I care about. I am not a dad. 50% of the time, I'm a father figure. I got breakfast on account of that this morning, which was nice. But I am not a dad. My own dad has COVID, so I'm not seeing him. And we're seeing Sharon's dad for dinner tonight. So whatever bullshit's happening on my phone, it's a pretty safe bet it's not something I care about. And there are 6 more smoldering butterflies. I have a seemingly inexhaustible supply of those things. I got butterflies for days. Rhea Lucarian Gauntlets. Gauntlets worn by Rhea Lucaria Academy soldiers, rust-worn and stained through unending conflict. Might be an upgrade, but probably not relative to Godric Knight. We'll see. Nope, worse in every way except weight, item weight, which I elect not to care about as long as I stay on medium load. Very good. Keep going north. We've already found this one back when I was just speedrunning adding Sites of Grace so I could get my Roundtable Hold invite. Stop a second for real this time. Now, it's interesting because, you know, Sharon's kids, their dad's involved. They're with their dad 50% of the time, but their dad is a woman now. And so she transitioned after she and Sharon got divorced. So there's an interesting dynamic there, for sure, vis-a-vis father figures and male role models in their lives. Could this be a mushroom? The whole necessary item, likely merchant. Now let's get the smoldering butterflies. Now, really not sure what it'll be, but kind of going to keep heading north from here, which should carry me across the water to the Putrefied Ruins. That's my next target. Being good at guard counters can really carry you through a lot of the early game. Gotta be careful with the giant shrimp, though. These things will absolutely wreck your shit. Let me show you. That was a grab. Could probably tell. Strip of white flesh. The giant shrimp are a lot harder than the giant crabs, generally speaking. This is a relatively low-level iteration. The highest, I think, are the ones in the sewers underneath Lanedell. That's the last time I remember seeing them. They're never not strong. But if you can get through them only using one flask, they usually... Oh, here's Hayata. I forgot her second encounter was this soon. And here we are, Purified Ruins. I think these are still part of the same area. I love the great swords in this game. 5 mushrooms. Not what I was looking for. My primary endgame weapon is going to be the Dark Moon Greatsword. Takes a long time to get, though. You have to get to the end of Ronnie's long, pretty difficult quest line. But the Dark Moon Greatsword plus 10, like, once I have it, that's pretty much it for the rest of the game, with a very few remaining use cases for Moonveil. Those will be, like, I guess if you count the Uchi-Katana starting weapon, I'll have 4 main weapons throughout the game. The Uchi-Katana, if you count it, was number 1. Obviously, Bloodhound's Fang is number 2. Moonveil is number 3. And, the Dark Moon Greatsword will be number 4. Haven't checked out this set yet, have I? No. No, I have not. There's a Stake of America here, too. That's never a good sign. And simultaneously, it's the best sign, because it means you don't actually need to worry about dying. Yes, Blythe will have to die. Unfortunately, he cannot escape the greater will. There's a Cuckoo Glintstone. But when the greater will realizes that Ronnie intends to betray the Golden Order. It actually forces Blythe to try and kill her and you, her guardian. His own mind loses control of his body. It's like I said playing yesterday. Nefeli Lu is the one NPC exception with a quest line who gets a happy ending. Well, I guess Patches does too. For all the adventures and misadventures you have with him, Patches ultimately ends up running his shop out of Mirkwood Cave. There's 4 Cuckoo Glintstone. Now those are new. Lump of broken glintstone enwreathed with magic power. A faux sorcery used by the Knights of the Cuckoo. Craftable item. Launched straight ahead using FP. A magic bolt springs forth from the point of impact. More guys around here than I realized. Swear somebody's still patrolling out here. I heard him. Yeah, there they are. Right, now, I think that's everybody. There's the hidden staircase. It's not always hidden, but all of these ruins always have a staircase like this with treasure at the bottom. Aha, a Shabriri grape for Hyeta. And a Two Fingers heirloom. A talisman engraved with the legend of the Two Fingers raises faith. Fingers cannot speak, yet these were eloquent. Persistently did they wriggle, spelling out mysteries in the air. Thus did we gain the words of our faith. Gold rune 3. Anything else? Doesn't look like it. Alright, let's go move Hyeta along. The lady with the statue-looking helmet. You talking about side quests? That's Sorceress Selen.
Hello? Is someone there? Would you donate any Shabriri grapes in your possession to me? I'm on a pilgrimage in search of the distant light, and when I eat one of those grapes, I can feel the light in the back of my eyes.
Give a Shabriri grape.
You're not like the others who give me grapes, are you? They rest their trembling hands upon me. Howling wordlessly, they gently stroke my eyes. Their frail fingers, emaciated. Yet still, they give me the grapes. But you seem somehow firmer. You are most kind indeed. May the blessing of the fingers be upon you. You are most kind. May the blessing of the fingers...
Yeah, she ends up turning into a statue mass and camped out next to Renala in the Rhea Lucaria Academy. And I think actually you can technically still buy sorceries from her, so I wouldn't call that a happy ending. That doesn't seem like a nice way to live, but she doesn't end as badly as others do either. She's alive. She's sentient. That's better than some. Okay. From here, somewhere in this patch of ruins, this is the Lascure ruins, another stage and area. We haven't fought a statue mass yet. I can show you the thing she turns into as soon as I do fight one, if I remember. And there should be a site of grace for these Lascure ruins somewhere in this area. I like the Rhea Lucaria Academy. It's a pretty cool dungeon and area, and there's lots of cool stuff in Liurnia. But Liurnia itself, this, even though it's not poisonous, just this big kind of water swamp you have to find your way through, it's probably my least favorite area in the entire game. It's very big, and I don't find it very interesting. Unlike, say, Caelid or the Altus Plateau, which are actually harder to get through, but they're more interesting, for sure. Alright, yes, Lascure Ruins, here we go. Rest, we'll check our map. Yep, here we go. Right, there's no grace here, but that's the Purified Ruins. And onward. Glintstone Craftsman's Cookbook 2. A record of crafting techniques left by a glintstone craftsman who served the Academy contains information on faux sorceries, such as they were called. Acquire the knowledge to craft the following: freezing grease. Lascure Ruins, here we go. It's a good thing there's a grace right there. This is what I thought was a Revenant. These things. As you can see, just one of those can fuck you up pretty good. 3 at a time would be... Which actually happens in Ash Capital Lanedell. Near the end of the game, you fight like half a dozen of them in the same area. Which is not easy, I'll tell you that. But, yeah, those things are a pain in the ass. Tiff's online. She's playing more Breath of the Wild. I love Tiff, but yawn. Sorry. Oh, hi, Zeph. How are you? There's a ritual pot. I got more assholes. Hold on. Gotta solve my asshole problem first. There we go. Okay, so ritual pot is new. This is my first one. This empty pot somehow mends itself when broken. Special item with greater durability than a cracked pot. Essential vessel for crafting ritual pot items. The materials and magic sealed within deploy their effects when the pot is thrown.